إلا كالأنعام بل هم أضل. So they are nothing but cattle, like cattle. Instead they are worse. بل هم أضل سبيلا. They are more astray than the cattle. This is Surah Al-Furqan. So if we give preference to our bodies over the souls, we become like the animals. And the Quran doesn't stop here in making comparisons. Quran goes one step further, and Allah says that ثُمَّ قَسَتْ قُلُوبُكُمْ فَهِيَ كَالْحِجَارَةِ أَوْ أَشَدُّ قَسْوَةً. So your hearts hardened, so they are like a stone, أو أشد قسوة, or even more severe than a stone in terms of the hardness. So not only we human beings become worse than the animals, but we become worse than the jamadat. Jamadat are one step lower than the animals. Jamadat are the immovable existences, like water, which is immovable on its own, stones, rocks, all these are jamadat. So we become not only worse than the animals, but we become worse than the immovable existences, which are called jamadat. We become worse than the stones. So these are the two extremes that Quran has clearly defined for us, and these are two different paths: giving preference to your physical body and its desires, or giving preference to your spirituality and its demands. The choice is ours. We have examples right in front of us. The highest is that from the Holy Prophet, and the worst examples are there from Shaitan, starting from Iblis, and then all the Shayateen al-Jinn wal-Ins, all those children of Shaitan, be it from the humankind or from the jinns. They are on the other extremes, children of Shaitan. So any kind of inclination towards, let me rephrase it, any kind of inclination towards the world of matter, because physical bodies are made from the world of matter. Soul is made from the world of divine light, Alam al-Nur and Alam al-Tajarrud. So these are the two choices. If you get inclined towards the world of matter, every sin that humans perform is because of the inclination towards the world of matter. And every obedience that the humans perform is because of their inclination towards the world of divine light. So these are two different routes taking towards two different directions. What we are supposed to do is to overcome our inclinations towards the world of matter and incline towards the world of divine light. So this is the test in the life of this world, that we learn to give preference to the soul and not to get inclined towards the world of matter and the demands of our body more than what Allah has allowed and what Allah has sanctioned. If we do that, we reach the maqamul walaya. We reach the level of closeness. Al-walaya, and the actual meaning of the word, if you go to the root, it's qurb. Al-wal means al-qurb. So all those levels that we have studied, walayatun takwiniya, walayatun tashri'iyya, all those levels are because of the qurb and closeness to Allah. So we reach maqam al-walaya means closeness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is because of getting inclined towards the soul. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu alaykum anfusakum la yadurrukum man dhalla idha ihtadaytum. For you who believe, take care of your own selves. We are supposed to take care of our souls. as long as you are guided, any person who is misguided cannot harm you. Remember, I have mentioned in one of my previous speeches what my teacher has said, Ayatollah Jawadi Hafazahullah, that Sirat al-Mustaqim yek rahe bi tazahumas. Very beautiful statement. I really love that sentence of the teacher, that Sirat al-Mustaqim, the straight path, is a path without an obstacle. No one can be an obstacle in the way of your success. Let everyone do whatever they can do, they may want to do, as long as you are on the Sirat al-Mustaqim. Nothing can serve as an obstacle in your way. People are doing good, people may be doing bad, people are helping you, but they are not helping you, they are opposing you. Whatever the people may do, as long as your relation with Allah is correct and you are doing your faridah and you are on the straight path, then nothing can become an obstacle in the way of Sirat al-Mustaqim. Sirat al-Mustaqim simply has zero obstacles. Sirat al-Mustaqim has no obstacles in its way. It's a straight path without any obstacle. Obstacle is because of our attachment with the world of matter. This is where, when we get attached, we stop doing our faridah. When we stop doing our faridah, this is where we slide off the track from Sirat al-Mustaqim into the hellfire. So the sa'adat, the spiritual success of a human being, is not left up to the rest of the people. Regardless of what the rest of the people may do towards you, in favor of you, against you, it's irrelevant. Your sa'adat is not dependent on others. Your sa'adat and spiritual success depends on your spirituality and your relation and connection with Allah. So this is about the ruh of the person, which has superiority over the soul, and ruh serves as the origin and the body serves as the branch. Ruh is like the asl and the origin and the root, and the body serves as a branch of that, and ruh serves as the superior content as compared to the body, which is the inferior content of our existence. The superiority of this content is because of the fact that every spiritual and MonaVie blessing of Allah is inside the soul, not in the body. And the MonaVie blessings are superior than the Maddi blessings. Maddi and material blessings are even given to the animals, even given to the jamadat, the immovable existences. But the MonaVie blessings are only given to humans and jinns, if we deserve it. So starting from the iman of the person, which is the biggest blessing of Allah, is the iman on Allah, iman on the Prophet, iman on the Ahlul Bayt, iman on everything, kullu ma ja'a bihin nabi, everything that Prophet has brought for us, iman on all those things. That's the biggest ni'mat of Allah, which is the home of iman is the soul, and all the MonaVie things, starting from the intellect, which is the hidden messenger of Allah, Rasul al-Batini, starting from the taqwa, the piety of a person, amalan salih, the good deeds, taharat, the cleanliness of the soul, all the attributes and all the divine values that we learn from Quran, all of them are found in the soul, not in the body. Body is just a tool that the soul is using. So all these MonaVie ni'mat, without exception, are found in the soul, and that's the hometown of the soul, and this makes the soul superior. We have every reason to believe the soul is superior to the body. Apart from that, the soul is created to be eternal. Body is not created to be eternal. body decays in the grave, but the soul never dies and never decays. It's created to stay forever. So soul is abadi, is eternal in nature. Body is mahdud and subjected to fana and annihilation. This is the reason why Islam considers ruh to be superior than the body. Apart from what you learn in the hadith, Qalbul Mu'min, Arshur Rahman. The hadith of Imam Salih says that the soul of the mu'min is the arsh and throne of Rahman. So, qalb is the place where we accommodate Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's nur in our qalb. So when this is clear, then obviously, when this much is clear, the soul is superior to the body, then all those duties which are related to the ruh obviously will become superior than the duties related to the body. Wada'if and duties of the soul will automatically be superior than the wada'if and duties related to the body. So, our insaniyat, our humanity will be depending on all those wada'if and duties that relate to the soul, not on the wada'if and duties that relate to our body, which is also good to do. It's part of our thing, but the insaniyat, the component of the insaniyat is the MonaViyat. Maddi things, the material things are shared, like I already said, shared with the animals, shared with the rest of the existences as well. Some of them are shared with the rest of the existences as well. Taking care of our children. Well, if you take care of the children, that's good, but then this is something that even the animals take care of their children, right? Providing food to your son, to your daughter, that's very good. Even as an animal, a beast, a wild beast provides food to his children. Taking care of the needs of the body, right? That does not distinguish the highness of an individual. As long as you keep on doing duties related to the body only, that does not distinguish the highness of an individual. Highness of an individual is distinguished when you do the duties related to your soul, which the animals cannot do. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam had a look towards the Holy Kaaba. Prophet looked at the Holy Kaaba and said, Ma a'zama hurmataki ala Allah. How great is your respect in the eyes of Allah. Wallahi lal mu'minu a'zamu hurmatan minki. Al mu'minu a'zamu hurmatan minki. One mu'min is greater in respect than you. Kaaba has a lot of respect in Islam. That's the greatest mosque, right? Greatest mosque on the whole planet. Every mosque has respect, but especially the Holy Kaaba is the greatest one. So the first house in the awwal baytin wudi'a lin-nas lilladhi bi Makkah, first house that is created for the collective ibadat and worship of Allah is in Makkah. That's the Holy Kaaba. So the Kaaba has a lot of respect, but one woman has a greater respect than the Holy Kaaba. And then Prophet said, "Then Allah harrama minki wahidatan wa min al-mu'mini salasan." Because Allah made one thing haram towards you and three things haram towards a mu'min. Obviously the respect of a mu'min will be higher than the Holy Kaaba, right? So, nafsahu wa ma'alahu wa an yudhanna bihi as-su'. That means the nafs means the life of a mu'min is respected, wa ma'alahu, the wealth of the mu'min is respected, and an yudhanna bihi as-su'. That means doing su'udhan, bad thoughts against the mu'min. You're stopped from having bad thoughts and su'udhan towards a mu'min. So this is about the dignity of a mu'min. So these are the MonaVie ni'mats, right? This is what Because of the ma'navi ni'mat, we as a mu'min will become superior than the holy Kaaba. It's the ma'naviyat that makes us superior. Amir Mu'min alayhi salam says that an-nasu salasatun. This is to Kumail ibn Ziyad al-Nakhai. Long conversation between Kumail taking place between Imam Ali alayhi salam and Kumail. An-nasu in a salasatun, alimun rabbaniyun. People are three categories. Either a human being is in the category of being alimun rabbani, muta'allimun ala sabilin najat, or a human being falls in the category of a learner who is learning on the path of salvation. Hamajun ru'a. The third category, Imam divides the entire humankind into three categories. The third category is hamajun ru'a. Hamaj means flies. Yamiluna ma'a kulli rih. Those, just like you see the flies, whenever the wind blows, they can go to any side, the wind can take them. No tafakkur, no ta'aqqul, no thinking, just driven away by the crowd. But they have no aql and tafakkur to think. So obviously if we don't have the knowledge, that's how we would be. That's a sign of a jahil. Flies are jahil, right? So human beings are either in the category of alimun rabbani or muta'allimun ala sabilin najat, learner on the path of salvation. If we are not in one of those two, then we will be falling in the third category of being flies, which is doomed. So now our scholars say Alimul Rabbani is the one who reaches Marhalatul Tajarrud. Marhalatul Tajarrud means the spiritual level of getting beyond any connection with the world of matter. That means totally detached from the attachments of the world of matter. Alimul Rabbani is that kind of scholar whose knowledge and practice of the knowledge takes him to a level of highness where he's totally detached. He has detached himself with the world of matter. Total detachment from the world of matter. This is the level of Urafa. This is the level of Awliyaullah. So I was reading a book of my teacher, Ayatollah Hassan Zada Amuli, Hafizahullah. He was sick lately. May Allah give him shifa. One of the biggest arifs of today. And he said, today I was reciting this surah of the Holy Quran, and the whole surah became in front of my eyes, mujassam, like personified in front of my eyes. So those people who have this level of detachment, that they can even detach their own souls from their own bodies. Not only they detach from the attachments and love affair with the world of matter and its belongings, but they detach their own souls from their own bodies. And that's how they end up seeing their own souls. And we end up learning the meaning of the famous hadith of Rasulullah, where the Prophet said, Man arifa nafsahu faqad arifa nafsahu. Whoever recognizes self, that means his soul, has recognized his Lord. Who can recognize the self and the soul? The ones who are detaching their soul from the world of matter and detaching their souls in the higher level from their own bodies are the ones who recognize their own souls. And thus they are the ones who have the ma'rifat of Allah. They are one of the best mistaq of that. And then, so Alimul Rabbani is that alim who reaches Marhalatul Tajarrud. Marhalatul Tajarrud in philosophy means total detachment from the world of matter. Even our body belongs to the world of matter, right? So that means you are able to detach your own soul from your own body as well. This is called marhalatut tajarrud. So that's the real knowledge. Then muta'allim ala sabil al-najat, the second category which Imam Ali talks about is the category of people who are supposed to learn the knowledge of Quran and Ahlul Bayt and follow their footsteps. So they are basically the followers of Alimun Rabbani. We are either supposed to become Alimun Rabbani ourselves, or we become followers of Alimun Rabbani in our lives. And Hamadul Ru'a, the flies, that category belongs to those people who throughout their life failed to acquire the nur of ilm. Anyone who fails to acquire the nur of the divine knowledge, it means that this person is attached to the world of matter. What blocks you from acquiring the nur of ilm is the world of matter, attachment with the world of matter. So this is the third category. And Quran, talking about this third category, says, أَرَضِيتُمْ بِالْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا عَنِ الْآخِرَةِ. Did you get pleased with the life of dunya instead of akhirat? And that applies to the third category, because they got pleased with the world of matter, attachment, and because of that, they never bothered to get the nur of knowledge. Prophet has already said, "Utlub al-ilma min al-mahd ila al-lahad." Now coming to the hadith of Imam Rida alayhi salatu wassalam.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali
Where he says, "Nahnu al-ulama wa shi'atuna al-muta'allimun wa sa'ir al-nas hamaj." It's tafsir Nur al-Saqalain. Imam Rida alayhi salam says that we are the ulama. That means the ulama in the real sense of the word. And obviously this is true because their knowledge is complete. None of the other personalities, including the prophets, none of the other prophets can claim their knowledge is complete. All the prophets were actually students. It's true to say all the prophets were students of the Prophet and Imam Ali alayhi salam. All the prophets of God were students of the Prophet and Imam Ali alayhi salam, because Imam Ali alayhi salam and Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wasallam are wasitatul fayd, the means of receiving the blessings even for the rest of the prophets of Allah. So all the blessings of God were received through Rasulullah and Amirul Mu'mineen, and through them the blessings were being reached to the rest of the prophets. So none of the prophets had their knowledge complete. It's only the Prophet and Ahlul Bayt whose knowledge were complete, and that's how they deserve to claim Nahnu al-ulama. That means we are the only ones who are the scholars. Nahnu al-ulama in Arabic syntax of the sentence means they are restricting the knowledge to themselves. And we are the only ones who are the scholars. Nahnu al-ulama. تقديم ما حقه التأخير يفيد الحصر. It's the law of Arabic. So that means we are the only ones who are the scholars. This is exactly what it means. We are the only ones who are the scholars. نحن العلماء وشيعتنا المتعلمون, and our followers are the learners. وسائر الناس حماج, and all the rest of the people are in that third category, حماج. So a person, in order to succeed, requires to at least fall in the second category, which is category of being a learner, following the footsteps of the Prophet and Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam. And Holy Quran has said that ثُمَّ أَوْرَثْنَا الْكِتَابَ الَّذِينَ اصْطَفَيْنَا مِنْ عِبَادِنَا. Then we made the inheritors of the book those whom we have chosen from our servants. فَمِنْهُمْ ظَالِمٌ لِنَفْسِهِ. Among the servants of Allah there are some who are doing dhulm on their own self, on his own self. منهم ظالم لنفسه ومنهم مقتصد. And among them there are some who are in the middle path. ومنهم سابق بالخيرات, and among them there are some who are taking a lead on goodnesses. فإن الله سابق بالخيرات بإذن الله ذلك هو الفضل الكبير. سابق, taking a lead towards to the khairat with the permission of Allah, and that is a great fadl. And in the tafsir of this ayat also we have another hadith in tafsir Nur al-Saqalain, again from Imam Rida alayhi salam, where he defines this ayat of Holy Quran and says, الظالم يحوم حوم نفسه. The zalim and oppressor is the one who rotates around his own self, his desires. Again, the same thing is attached to the world of matter. All the desires are related to the world of matter, right? All the bodily desires, physical desires, means we are attached with the world of matter. That's the root of all the harams, attachment with the world of matter. So this is oppression. This is called dhulm. Zalim is the one who rotates around his own self. That means his desires. وَالْمُقْتَصِدْ يَحُومُ حَوْمَ قَلْبِهِ. And the one who is on the middle path is the one who revolves around his own soul. That means he's not driven away by his desires, he takes care of his spirituality. This is good. But the third, sabiqun bil khairat, taking a lead over the khairat and goodnesses, that is the person who yahumu hawma rabbihi azza wa jal, the one who rotates around his Lord, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's the category which the Prophet and Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam are the ones who belong to that. Please say salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
So Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was very particular about that. Once Prophet used to sleep over his own abba, and there was no mattress. And once Prophet was sleeping over the hasir, the skin of the tree. When he woke up from the dream, when he woke up from the sleep, he had mark. Obviously, when you lie down on a hard thing, you will have mark of that thing on your body, on your skin, right? So he had the mark of that skin of the tree on his body. One of the ashab noticed, and he said to Rasulullah that Qaisar and Kasra, the kings of the Roman Empire and the Persian Empire, are sleeping on such and such beds, but you are sleeping on the skin of the tree. And Prophet said, Lahum ad-dunya wa lana al-akhirah. For them is the dunya, and for us is akhirat. This is how Prophet was giving preference in everything of his life. Once one of his wives, what she did is that she folded the abba of the Prophet. Instead of folding it twice, she folded the abba 4 times to make it softer for the Prophet. And on that night, Prophet woke up a little late than he usually used to wake up. And he said to his wife, don't fold it 4 times, in other words. So, it is true to understand that halavatul dunya, mararatul akhirah. Or mararatul dunya, halavatul akhirah. Sweetness of this world is the bitterness of akhirat, and the bitterness of this world is the sweetness of akhirat. Imam al-Askari alayhi salam, before I come to the end of my speech, had said that إن الوصول إلى الله سفر لا يدرك إلا بانقطاع الليل. Reaching Allah is a travel that you cannot achieve except through passing through the night, crossing the night. Crossing the night is ihtimalan the kinaya and metaphor for the Salatul Layl, waking up in the middle of the night. This is how the awliya Allah, always are taking care of their ruhaniyat. So, Imam Rida alayhi salatu wasalam, who was, these are the nights related to, we just passed by the night, the day of martyrdom of Imam al-Hasan alayhi salam, and now it's Imam Rida alayhi salam who was poisoned by Imam al-Rashid la'natullah alayhi through the grape. And our Imam Rida alayhi salam is the only Imam who was taken in ghurbat, in loneliness, away from his entire family. His entire family was in Medina, but Imam Rida alayhi salam was alone in Tus. And at the time of martyrdom, he had nobody with him. When it was the time of the martyrdom of Imam al-Hasan al-Mushtaba alayhi salam, every one of his family was around him. When Imam al-Hasan was doing the wasiyyat and the will, all of them were there. When Ju'da bint al-Ash'as, la'natullah alayhima, she gave the poison, the wife of the Imam, poisons him, and Imam al-Islam started to throw up with the pieces of his liver coming out. And this woman started to cry, and Imam Hassan al-Islam said to her, now you are crying, soon Allah is going to subject you with an illness that will have no cure. And the same happened. She ended up having an illness which had no cure. And Muawiyah had promised her that he's going to marry, if you poison Hassan, I'm going to marry my son Yazid with you. And after poisoning Imam Hassan, when she goes to Syria to get the reward from Muawiyah, Muawiyah said to her, when you could not have mercy over a person like Hassan, how would you be able to do mercy towards my son Yazid? This is a lesson for everyone to remember, that we are not supposed to compromise over our values. Even if we compromise, that's not going to provide any more of this dunya, more than what Allah has destined. But in the time of the martyrdom of Imam al-Mujtaba, all of the Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam were there. Sayyidah Zainab alayhi salam was there. Sayyidah Kulthum salamullah alayha was there. All the children of Imam al-Hasan were there. Imam al-Husayn alayhi salam was there. And Imam al-Husayn was very hazeen and sorrowful. And this is where Imam al-Hasan said to him, La yawma ka yawmika ya Aba Abdullah. There is no day like your day, O Aba Abdullah. And this is true. There is no comparison with what is going to happen with Imam al-Husayn alayhi salam. It's true that Imam al-Hasan is in so much pain. When his janazah was taken out, the enemy started to throw arrows over the janazah of Imam al-Mujtaba. And when you come to Karbala, you see the body of Imam al-Husayn was raised over the arrows. So there is no comparison. When it comes to Imam al-Hasan, Imam Hussain is the one who provides the ghusl and the kafan to Imam al-Mujtaba alayhi salam. But if we go to the day of Ashura, we find Sayyida Zainab comes, La ansa Zainab bint Ali tandib al-Husayn. The narrator says, I can never forget Zainab bint Ali. You know, she was crying over Imam al-Hussein next to his body. Hada, she says, Hada Husaynun murammalun bid-dima muqatta'u al-a'adha wa banatuka sabaya ila Allah al-mushtaka. So she says, this is Hussein who is in his blood. You know, all over there was blood of him over the body of Imam al-Hussein. Muqatta'ul a'adha, that means his parts of his body were cut into pieces. Wa banatuka sabaya, your daughters have been taken captives. In Allah al-mushtaka, we present our complaint towards Allah. So this is, there's no comparison between what is going to happen to Imam al-Hussein. And when Imam al-Hasan, his janaza is taken out, there were all the Ahlul Bayt present, and they are the ones who were taking the janaza out. And when the arrows came, the janaza was brought back inside the house, and then taken again according to the wasiyyat of Imam al-Hasan towards Maqbaratul Baqi, and was buried there. But Imam al-Husain's janaza is the only janaza it's lying in the Maidan of Karbala for 3 days, and there is no one to bury the janazah of Imam al-Hussein. And Fidda comes and tells Sayyida Zainab, I have a big news for you. And she says, there's no news remaining big for me after the martyrdom of my brother. And this is where she said, they are planning to crush the janazah of Imam al-Hussein under the hoofs of the horses. And 10 horses were prepared to crush the janazah and to break the ribs of Abi Abdullah al-Hussein. We don't know how much sabr Sayyida Zainab had to tolerate this and seeing all this zulm taking place.
Ala rahmatullah ala al-qawmi al-zalimin wa saya'lam alladhina zalamu ayyama qalbin yanqalibun inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. إلهي بحق الزهراء وأبيها وبعلها وبنيها والسر المستودع فيها اللهم انصر الإسلام والمسلمين واخذل الكفار والمنافقين اللهم انصر من نصر الدين واخذل من خذل المسلمين اللهم انصر واحفظ وأيد علماءنا الربانيين ومراجعنا الربانيين لا سيما الولي الفقيه قائد المسلمين اللهم انصر جيوش المسلمين وعساكر الموحدين اللهم فك عن أسراء المسلمين اللهم وفقنا لما تحب وترضى وعجل في فرج مولانا صاحب الزمان واجعلنا من أنصاره وأشياعه وأتباعه وأعوانه بجاه محمد وآله الطاهرين.
Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein.